Hello everyone. In this video, we'll talk about the effects of forces on materials. In the past video, we discussed what is force. We discussed on the types of force. Said there are two main types of force that are fundamental forces and non-fundamental forces. So in this video, we'll talk about the effects of forces on material. This means that what can what effects that force can cause to certain materials. So the forces have several effects on the various materials. So some of the effects that I want to discuss are as follows. Now the first one is the stretching. Stretching, this is the effect that can be seen when the object or body is pulled tightly to make it longer or extended. So stretching is like extending the body from its original position. You stretch it, it gets expanded. So that's what is stretching. So that's the first effect of force on the material. The second one is that compression and the restoring. So compression occurs when an object is pressed to reduce its size. So the compression means that the object is in a certain kind of its original size, then it is squeezed together. So it reduced to the small size. So the object can be returned to its original shape by a force known as the restoring force. So restoring force, the force that helps to get the object back to its original shape and size. So restoring force is that force which tended to return the object to its original shape and size. This means that the first or the original position of an object. The third one is the torsion force. This torsion takes place when the object is twisted. For example, twisting a flat bar. So this is the example of a torsion force. This is one of the effects on the material, like the twisting of flat bar. That twisting is that you're getting this kind of effect. That is torsion. Let's move on to the effects of forces on materials. The fourth one is the attraction and the repulsion. Attraction force, the force that pulls objects towards each other. So the objects are drawn closer to each other, while the repulsion force is the force that pushes the objects far apart from each other. So attraction and repulsion are working in a different mode. So when the other one is moving the object closer, the other one is pulling the objects far away from each other. So this kind of effect can be experienced between pieces of magnets or different magnets and objects like the iron. So you might notice this in magnets. So the fifth one is viscosity. Viscosity, also known as the viscous force, is the resistance between liquids or gases. So, for example, when water flow easily because it is less viscous compared to maybe cooking oil, which flow with the resistance more than water, and the honey also flow with the more resistance than cooking oil. So here there is a difference of viscosity. Now this means that the water has a low viscosity, the cooking oil has higher viscosity than water, but the honey has more viscosity than the cooking oil. So the higher the viscous liquids like honey tend to resist the more flowing of the objects through them. So you might notice the flowing of the honey is very difficult. It means that it resists the flowing. So compared it to maybe water and the cooking oil. So for example, it is difficult for an object to flow through honey than through water. You might notice that even when you are trying to pull out maybe or trying to obtain some kind of amount of honey, it takes a lot of much effort compared to water when you want to take a certain kind of amount. So there's a difference in the viscosity. So this is the other effect of force on such materials. Moving on, talking about the effects of forces of material, we will see the air resistance. Now, the air resistance is the force resists the movement of object through the air. So this one can be seen example in the flowing of maybe of electric train, aeroplane. So air resistance depends on the three things, which are the size and shape of the objects moving in the fluid, also the speed through the fluid and the density of the fluid. So this shows the relation of the flowing of a body through the air. So that resistance there between these two phases is what you get a air resistance. So this is all of the effects of forces of materials. I hope they are clear. Thank you for listening. So this video we're talking more on the effects of forces in our daily life. We've seen various examples. I hope it's clear. Thank you for listening.